For 78 years, every Ferrari ever built has had one thing in common: an internal combustion engine. A screaming, howling, fire-breathing heart that defines what it means to drive a car from Maranello. The exhaust note, the smell of hot metal, the mechanical fury that makes the hair on your arm stand up at 7,000 revolutions per minute. The Ferrari Luce has none of that. And Ferrari is betting everything that nobody will care. 1,000 horsepower, 4 electric motors, an 880-volt architecture that charges faster than almost anything else on the market, a battery integrated directly into the chassis, and an interior designed not by Ferrari's own styling department, but by the man who designed the iPhone. This is the most significant car Ferrari has built in a generation. It might also be the most divisive. Everything known so far, the powertrain, the interior, the controversy, and whether any of it actually makes sense, gets broken down right here. Let's start with what makes the Luce technically extraordinary. Because the numbers are worth understanding before the debate begins. The Ferrari Luce produces a combined output of approximately 1,000 horsepower. 831 horsepower from the rear axle, 281 horsepower from the front. 4 internally developed permanent magnet synchronous motors, Halbach array rotors. The 880-volt architecture supports 350 kilowatts DC charging, among the fastest of any production road car. 350 kilowatts of charging. To put that in perspective, most current high-performance EVs top out at 270 kilowatts. Ferrari's system could theoretically take a depleted battery to 80% in around 15 to 18 minutes. That is a number that matters for a car positioned as a Grand Tourer. The battery is 122 kilowatt-hours. That is a large pack. Ferrari says the Luce will achieve a 330-mile range, hit 0 to 62 miles per hour in 2.5 seconds, and reach a top speed of 192 miles per hour. 192 miles per hour from a fully electric Ferrari. In 2026, that number alone ends arguments. The structural battery pack is integrated directly into the body structure, reducing overall vehicle mass by eliminating a separate battery housing while simultaneously increasing chassis rigidity. This approach, pioneered in Formula One aerodynamic thinking, is a Ferrari-developed innovation that differentiates the Luce from the platform-sharing approach of most rivals. Ferrari built the platform themselves, the motors in-house, the battery architecture in-house. This is not a rebadged effort. Everything underneath the Luce was engineered at Maranello, and the 47 to 53 front-to-rear weight distribution confirms that the engineers were thinking about handling from day one. 4 independently controlled motors means torque vectoring at each individual wheel, a level of chassis control that simply is not possible with a conventional combustion drivetrain. In theory, the Luce can rotate around the driver's intended line with a precision no petrol-powered Ferrari has ever matched mechanically. Now for the interior, Ferrari did something nobody expected. They handed the cabin design not to their own styling center, but to Love From, the design collective founded by Jony Ive and Mark Newson. The same Jony Ive who designed the iPhone, the iPod, the MacBook Pro, the iMac G4, the man widely considered the most influential product designer of the last 30 years. Love From has been collaborating with Ferrari on every dimension of the Luce's design for 5 years. 5 years. This was not a last-minute appointment. This was a long-term creative partnership built quietly while the public knew nothing about it. What did they produce? The Luce treats the cabin as a single, clean space, a focused environment. There is a clear layout organized around inputs, controls, and outputs, displays. The emphasis is on mechanical buttons, dials, toggles, and switches. The steering wheel is 100% recycled aluminum, consisting of 19 CNC machined parts, and is 400 grams lighter than a standard Ferrari wheel. Capacitive touch buttons are replaced with physical buttons providing specific mechanical and acoustic feedback. Validated through over 20 tests with Ferrari test drivers, physical buttons. In 2026, In a flagship Ferrari, the aesthetic is dominated by squircles and circles, all with absolute minute perfection and symmetry. At first blush it feels clinical, but dig deeper, start poking and prodding, and genuinely satisfying tactility begins to reveal itself. Fun little details that reward the curious. Jony Ive said at the launch event, "Everything is founded on being functional." The meticulous attention to finish. Feel and feedback is something that virtually no other manufacturer, bar perhaps Bugatti, has been brave enough to attempt in decades. And then there is the sound. The Luce will not replicate the exhaust note of a V12, but there will be a sensor at the rear axle picking up the sound of the electric powertrain components, amplifying it like an electric guitar. An electric guitar, not a fake engine sound pumped through speakers. The actual mechanical sounds of the drivetrain amplified and shaped. That is a philosophically different approach. Whether it satisfies is another question entirely. Critics noted that the Luce still features multiple old displays, including 3 circular digital dials in the binnacle and a large central screen, along with an ink-backed key fob and a digital clock integrated into the cluster. The more nuanced distinction Ive draws between shallow, menu-driven interfaces and carefully integrated, digital instrumentation has largely been lost in the noise. The anti-screen argument from some reviewers also misses a key point. There are screens in this car. They are just designed with far more intention than the touchscreen for touchscreen's sake approach seen in most modern vehicles. The distinction matters. Designs that are immediately and unanimously accepted often fade into obscurity. Lovefrom purposefully designed the Luce's interior to do the opposite. In this instance, the divisive response proves Ferrari has succeeded in making it the disruptor it hoped it would be, avoiding the dangerous path of following trends. Now the real concerns. The ones that go beyond aesthetics. The Luce is a large car. The wheelbase is 116.5 inches, slightly shorter than the Ferrari Purosang's wheelbase. It has a 47-53 weight distribution. Some outlets describe it as a cross between a shooting brake, a wagon, and a sedan. This is not a lightweight mid-engine supercar. It is closer in concept to a high-performance Grand Tour. The range of 330 miles is adequate. It is not exceptional by the standards of premium EVs in 2026 for a car positioned as a Grand Tourer, something intended for long-distance travel, buyers accustomed to covering 400-plus miles between stops on European road trips may find themselves planning charging stops more carefully than expected. The 350 kilowatts charging speed alleviates this considerably, but it does not eliminate it entirely. And the price? Estimated base price is between 500,000 and 600,000 euros. Before personalization options that could add 50,000 to 150,000 euros or more. At that price point, the Luce competes with cars from Rimac that produce more power and are lighter, though with less heritage and arguably less design sophistication. So where does the Ferrari Luce land? Is it a betrayal of everything Ferrari stands for, or is it the most Ferrari thing Ferrari could have done? Consider this. Ferrari has always been about absolute performance, about building the best possible machine for a given moment in time. In 1947, that meant a 1.5-liter supercharged V12. In 2026, the fastest accelerating, most technologically capable performance architecture available is electric. Ferrari followed the technology. That is what Ferrari has always done. The Luce is not the end of the combustion Ferrari. Ferrari has been explicit that internal combustion will continue alongside electrification. The Luce is an addition, not a replacement, but it is also a signal. A declaration that when Ferrari enters a segment, it enters it completely, on its own terms. With 1,000 horsepower, an interior designed by the most respected product designer alive, and a charging system fast enough to make range anxious.